Hello Stellar Souls, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you are doing very well. I am doing amazing. I'm on a roll. You'll be noticing a lot of videos at the moment and lots of shorts as well. So make sure you're subscribed so you're not missing anything. What I have for you today with another 4-card pick a card is this way or that way. Okay, and so this might have to do with love for you. It might have to do with career. It can do with anything. Do I need to travel in that direction or this direction? So I will get like a clarifier card to see mainly what we are talking about, but I do want to keep it broad so that it will relate to as many people as possible, hence why the 4 cards. So let's get into it. Let's just only take what resonates. Let's not let anything take from us, okay? You have free will. Other people involved have free will. This is just personal development, a heads up, as always. And as always, this is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. When you have tuned into your own energy, grounded yourself, and chosen from that place, chosen your pile, the timestamps are in the description box below. You will find everything you need to know in the description box, okay? You'll find what decks I'm using, where you can buy them. You will find my own deck. You will find my personal readings that are available if you'd like to book one. I've also just completed my Reiki, so I'm offering Reiki healing virtually distance, okay, on my Etsy store. So if you would like to get a Reiki healing from me, you can also do that. And disclaimers, everything you need to know is down there. Okay. So I just wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping when it comes to that, but let's get into it. This way or that way. Pile number 1, you chose the Muse Tarot, and this is your reading all about this way or that way when it comes to love, career, travel, friendship, family, anything. Okay, so we're actually going to have a look at what would happen if you chose this direction. So have a clear understanding in your mind for the decision you have to make. If this way is, say, okay, do I move to Paris, or is this way, do I move to Rome? Okay, have a very clear understanding about which one is which, because we're going to cover this way first and that way next. Okay, just to understand what would happen. What would happen if I went this way? What would happen if I went that way? Okay, that helps you make a clearer decision. And often I get these kinds of questions from people in personal readings, especially when it comes to love. And so I want to teach you how to trust your intuition. I want to teach you how not to rely so much on what tarot readers say, because you actually can get very confused when you feel like you get an answer and you're like, okay, I feel like that is me. I feel like that is exactly what I knew all along. I just needed some, recognition of that. I needed some backup of that just to make sure that I was making the right decision. That is when you should exit from tarot readings instead of getting stuck like a lot of us do when we're in this anxious place of spiraling. And the more anxious our energy becomes about a particular subject, the more the wrong answers, not the wrong answers, but more of the answers that match an energetic level of anxiety actually come through. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to steer you away from my channel by any means. I'm trying to just empower you, okay? So let's look at this way. What would happen this way? Do you know what? I want to actually get... I thought I had this all planned out and it just came to me. Thank you, Spirit. What is this in particular about? Sextile and opportunity. So you have an opportunity available to you, okay? Could be a creative one that has you feeling like you're torn, okay? Switching sides like a Gemini, very appropriate. And Taurus in the bombshell. So it's like, I want to make a decision that matches my highest timeline, where I feel stable, where I feel grounded, where I feel like I'm hitting the jackpot when it comes to assets, that is most nourishing for my body and for my bank account is kind of what I'm getting, okay? So take that how you will. It hopefully just gives me a little bit of direction. So this way we have the Hierophant. This way is going to teach you some things for sure. This way is a commitment. This is something that might take even 5+ years to completely master. completely transform. You're going to have to be flexible in your learning about this particular thing. But do you know what? If you've got this Taurus energy of seeing things through, I think this way would be fine. What else is happening this way? If pile number 1 chose this way, what does it look like for pile number 1? Ace of Voices, Knight of Inspiration. So Ace of Swords and Knight of Wands. 2 of Cups. 8 of Materials, the Emperor. Can you see all these? Yeah. Knight of Voices, 10 of Voices, 3 of Wands, the Tower, and 4 of Wands. Okay. What would happen if they went that way? What would happen if they went that way? If they chose option B? What would it look like if they chose option B, please, Spirit? Do you know what? Again, I thought I felt that was organized, but I'm actually going to use this deck. Pile number 1. Because I feel like there's an underlying theme that it could be very similar, and I want to get the right, see if the right cards come out. I mean, the same cards come out for each. I mean, the Tower has shown up on each so far. Okay. The 7 of Swords, the Moon. Ooh, okay. Queen of Wands. What else for that way? I'm going to take the ones that actually flipped. One more. Thank you. Yeah, 4 of Wands on both. So 6 of Swords overall under that deck. And we've got, I know I shuffled these, but it's still relevant, Justice underneath that deck. I'm going to put this in the middle. Okay, it's a lot of cards. Let's get into it. We will clarify with some Oracle as well. Okay, pile number 1. If you are going to choose this way, like I said, there's a commitment involved. It does feel like it's a situation that will bring some kind of balance with Justice as the overall energy here. It's like splitting hairs is what I'm hearing. Splitting hairs. What does that mean? Yeah, okay. That actually, thank you, Spirit. Wow. Super clear messages coming through here for you, pile number 1. This is like a minute difference to this, but that minute difference makes all the difference. So in some way, your 2 decisions are very similar. But that's why it's so important to make the right decision. I feel like whatever opportunity you're questioning here, it's actually going to welcome more into your life. It's going to welcome like a sense of curiosity for sure, but it's also going to welcome some practical benefits, okay? Some earthly benefits, possessions, material wealth, that kind of thing. So it is a decision that needs to be made wisely. I do feel like you are having like a split moment. And again, it's like splitting hairs. It's like a split moment of this will not turn me, but this would help me become this more of this part of my personality. Whereas this is going to help me become more of that part of my personality. So yeah, you've definitely got some strong spirit guides. Do you know what they want to say? They want to say it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out because I feel like you're making this decision like a life or death kind of decision. And it might be, like, honestly, like it could be, I mean, not that dramatic, hopefully not, but it might be like you're really taking this seriously and they want to congratulate you for that. But they also want to say that you will have justice and you will be able to move away from chaos regardless. So there is potentially a situation that you're in right now where it could feel a little bit, I'm hearing discombobulated, okay? So that could be your actual feelings. Your feelings could be like, oh, I'm like, it's almost like picturing you stepping across like a pond or a river, and there's stepping stones, but they're full of like wet moss, and so it's really slippery. And it's that kind of feeling of like just being a little bit unstable. I also feel a little bit nauseous, not gonna lie. So there is a sense of like being off balance. And Justice in the 11 card there, and then 6, there is a sense that it's like this could lead you to a certain group of people. I'm feeling 11th house with that, like a certain group of people, and this could lead you to another group of people, but it feels more like this is philanthropic and this is more selfish. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It just means that this is more of what you create, and this is more of what a whole group of you create. Okay? But this discombobulation feeling, it wants to settle. Yes, you are curious, you're flexible, you're feeling like, okay, I'm open. The window is open for the opportunity to fly in. And that's where you have attracted, I feel. You have attracted this energy because it's flown in, because you've started to grow your wings. You've started to seek out more. You've started to look at things from a new perspective. And that's what's actually caused this opportunity to come forth. So congratulations on that. This side of things is really giving me a sense of truth. It's giving me a sense of this is going to be more of a mental I don't want to say battle, but more of a mental clarifier. This is more mind over matter. Whereas on this side, I feel like this is more of emotions over matter. Okay, so strong sword energy, air energy over here, which is really talking about our mental energies and the emotions of our mind. Okay, the emotions of our mind, how we think, how we interact, our intellect. It's analytical thinking, it's logic, it's even mental resilience over here. Okay, because I do feel like there's an up-leveling of your mental capacity. The negative sides of swords is really talking about guilt and toxic thought patterns. Okay, so we want to move away from that, although I feel like that's something that is been called to be overcome on this side. Whereas on this side, I'm feeling that this is an emotional reaction. It's cup energy, okay? And so this is teaching us how to use our emotions, our heart, how we express emotions, how we connect with others. It's talking about relationships and love and intuition. It's talking about socializing, yes, but it's less about socializing for intellect and more about socializing for connect, okay? Emotional heart-to-heart connect. So very much more feels more about like love or family. But the negative sides of cups is about handling loss, overcoming loss, moving on. It's talking about frustration and emptiness. Okay, so I feel like you master that on this side, whereas you master the guilt and toxic thought patterns on this side. So in both ways, I feel like you are seizing the right opportunity for you at the right time. Spirit is congratulating you for getting this far. The similarities I'm seeing is the Four of Wands and the Tower. So strong commitment energy on both sides here. You also have Justice actually showing up on both sides too. Any other similarities? Queen of Wands, Knight of Inspiration. Yeah, that's as far as they go. Let's get into this more. There's a sense over here that you've got sparked a breakthrough of an idea. And that idea seems to be pushing you forward. It's like, oh, with this idea, it's time to launch. It's like pressing the go button on a launch of an idea that could have to do with something that feels very emotionally fulfilling. It feels like work that will keep you quite busy. With the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles, this is work related. It's business related that is going to keep you quite busy, and you're going to have to be someone, whether it is with a team of people like I was picking up with the Justice energy, with a team of people, and you're like in some way, shape or form, the leader of this like brigade is kind of what I want to say. And it causes you some anguish because It teaches you how to become a better communicator. You've got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Voices. So even though you are initially, and I'm kind of reading it like a story as we go down the deck, and I keep burning myself on that candle. It's really hot. So this is a strong passion of yours that it's like, oh, and I just smelt burning hair as from my hand as I was about to say, your hair is on fire. Like, this is so exciting that your hair is on fire. And I think that's why you're using your intellect to go, okay, hold up, whoa up, horsey. Like, let's get a good read on where this could go. You're future-proofing this. You need to know that this is not just a flying by the seat of my hot hair. Okay? And you're not rushing into something. And I think this is like another reason to congratulate yourself for the energy and the swiftness with which you want to make this happen. So it feels like something that has been long held. It feels like a commitment that you've possibly made to yourself a long time ago, that I would one day do this. I would one day open my own business. I would one day commit to this path. I would one day... you know, if this has got to do with marriage or moving in with someone, engagement or something like that, it's becoming the person you need to become who is capable of being that and doing that. With the Tower moment showing up on both sides, and well, let's talk about the Tower on this side to begin with. I think it's really breaking down like one version of you and then up-leveling you to another very quickly. Like, very quickly. Although it's something that you know is right for you, because of this Two of Emotions feels like soulmate energy. And when we're talking about that, it feels like this is a situation that emotionally gives as well as like gives back to you as much as you give back to it. Okay. And I'm strongly feeling that it's a sense of working towards a position, or like a position in standing. Like, how do I say it? Like, this Taurus energy is strong on this side, where it's you're being extremely tenacious, and the effort that you are exerting into this is teaching you how to clearly communicate as a boss-like figure. Okay, and how to lead the way. This is more of a masculine energy, I have to say, and it's uprooting you, but it's also up leveling you, right? Because if you look at this Tower card and all the rocks are falling down, but you appear to be like vibrating upward. There's an energy of you appearing to be hovering. See how the lightning is pushing this way, and it's like, here's the rocks falling, but you're still standing. You're still standing. So I feel like all the things that were unimportant before, and by unimportant I get a sense that it may be your style changes, it's like making room for better quality things. So you may it's almost like losing a sense of freedom when it comes to travel. The Knight of Inspiration talks about traveling, but I feel like it's traveling towards this goal. There's a sense of you really have to stay grounded with this, and it may disrupt your current living situation so that you up-level another living situation. And that might mean losing furniture you've collected, pieces you've collected, even heirlooms. Like, there's something that it's like a big clearing kind of energy that comes through here. Especially with the Ten of Swords, I feel like this is what has to go will go, and it has to go because it lightens your mental load. It's like decision fatigue could become a thing here because you're trying to be a master of so much. And this is where I feel like you do realize very quickly that you need a community to help you through this. Because you get more done with more people. There's this domino effect into the rest of your life. And the Three of Wands can talk about travel. It can talk about waiting for the right ship to come in to make your mark. It can talk about planning. The threes talk about groups and growth and expression, okay? And I feel like it's you saying, yeah, I do need help. I do need collaboration energy here. I do need delegate. And so you're really developing your sense of voice and your sense of leadership and your communication style. And it does require a strong sense of emotional maturity, but I think more than anything, it's requiring a sense of intellectual maturity in terms of choosing your thoughts wisely, strong mind over matter. And so you may even lose friends as you become so busy and you commit to this. And again, I feel like it's a 5+ year thing here, 4 to 5 years. And the people that you gather around you have to also be emotionally a good fit. They have to care about this project as much as you care about this project. And it's like calling in your soul tribe in order to do this work that rebuilds a strong foundation for you and creates new opportunity for others. I really feel a sense of creativity coming through here, but it starts with intellect. It starts with an idea, and this idea is meticulous. There's a meticulous execution that is required on this side. Okay, if we're choosing if we're choosing that energy, this feels like possibly a relationship. Yeah. Why is it such a difference? It's like causing a tower moment for, when I say you might lose friends, this might mean that this takes you away. It could be working, this idea has to take you away. So that could be where the travel was coming in. It's like a travel away from love in order to have this. Whereas this one is like, I travel away from the opportunity in order to have love. Goodness. Because here you've got the lovers, you've got this nurturing energy where you are very drawn to this energy, you're drawn to this person, you're drawn to what opportunities you could create together, and you're curious about where it could go, and you're very like, you feel loved and you feel loving towards this situation. But there is also the disruption that it may cause moving away from a job opportunity, from where your business originally started, or from where your business is going. And that feels like a risk, okay? It feels like a risk where you're like, I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. And it feels like I'd be sneaking around on myself. You know, it's like, I don't know how this could actually pan out, where I could be with the 7 of Swords, the Moon, and the 7 of Wands in reverse. It's like, I feel like I'd be really blocking my own blessings from coming in, and I'm not sure how I'd be able to be honest with the person that I'm with to say, hey, I love you, but I don't want to block my blessings from this situation. I don't know how to make both of these things work. Okay, because you've got the Queen of Wands showing up here, the 4 of Wands. It's like, I really want to commit to this. I really see beauty here. I think this person makes you feel really hot, like desired, attractive. Like, there's a lot of passion here. But there's a sense of like, I could disappoint myself. I could disappoint my intuition. I could disappoint my angels. And I could really break hearts here if I decide to go against this commitment once I've made it, because I still have this calling to do both. You know, I still have this calling to justice, to work with other people and to create this community that I know I need to create. And I know this could really move forward and lead me to, birthing this project into life on this side. It really could. The Chariot could lead me to birthing this project into life. Whereas this feels like, I'd be moving away from chaotic past relationships that, you know, were really getting me down and were really causing a burden. And I know I need to move away from them. But I need to take 5. There's some introspection, and I feel that's where you're at right now. There's some introspection about this, because you're like, what about everything I've poured into before? What about everything I've been working on already? Is love going to win, right? Is love going to win, or do I need to reject this offer? Okay, over what I've already created, or this idea that's already sprung to mind. Wow. It's like you've had a difficult run when it comes to relationships, or you've just had like an especially difficult relationship breakdown. And so as a way to kind of, I just heard exercise, like literally like separate your soul from this person. Like you really felt you had to exercise this person's energy. So you could have been dealing with quite a toxic person. In order to like remove yourself from the situation, I feel like you did come up with this idea prior to this offer, or at the same time as this offer coming in. And you knew that idea was really going to help you move away from the toxicity and alchemize your pain. And then a love offer comes through, or it becomes stronger to a point where you're like, oh, now I have a decision to make here. Let's get some oracle out on this decision. Anything else you can tell us about making this decision on this side? Ascendant, yeah, this feels like this really has a path forward. You can really see it clearly. You can really understand the projection, the trajectory, the upwards, like, you know, it really feels like an entrance to a new beginning. And you know, that is the Four of Wands. That is like the new home, the new door, the new office, the new, you know, commitment to ascending forward. And that's that growth that you're needing over here. And what about on that side? What about on that side? What do they need to know about that side? Transits, climate. Yeah, see, this is, the fives are all about change, and sometimes they can be about conflict. You're quite conflicted about how this could fizzle out, is kind of what I get with the seasons. It's like, could this be enough sustenance, enough love to fulfill me enough to the point where I wouldn't be lying to myself and the depths of my desire to do this if I took this option? Is it something where it could just be a flash in the pan? Now, the splitting hairs thing is coming back up. So it feels like you are a little bit more critical of this. And that's okay, because it feels like love is something to be extra cautious about. Most people are like, look, money and money decisions are what's to be extra cautious about. But I think for you, and take it how it resonates, I think for you, because you've been through such I'm going to say traumatic love life, this one actually feels more seasonal. It feels more like, well, what if a cyclone comes through and stirs this up, you know, really disrupts things even more? What if this person disappoints me? You know, you could have possibly been cheated on and lied to in the past, and so you would hate to be lying to yourself. You're really looking at this very critically, whereas I feel like you're looking at this with a lot of positivity, okay? And I feel like this is where you're more leaning towards, because of how it empowers you. And yes, this feels good and feels lovely, but there may be a chance. Ooh, throat chakra. I speak my truth and express myself honestly. And I was just about to say, with this Seven of Swords and the moon energy of like, oh, I don't know if I could fully block out that I would be desiring the other option. I don't know if I could fully block that out of my emotions. And the moon is that I don't know energy, okay? And then the Seven of Wands in reverse is like, well, it's unblocked. It's no longer a blockage. But I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could, because this is a sneaking around kind of like shady kind of energy, and you're like, I would disappoint myself. And your intuition is strongly saying, maybe there's a way for you to have both. But your intuition and the High Priestess and the Moon are both saying there are some things here. There are some things in this side where it may not be as clear cut, okay? Because when you're dealing with facts and numbers and projections, sure, there's climates when it comes to economics. But on this side, I feel like not so much with love. It's like, it's a luck of the draw. You're splitting hairs. I'm interested to see how that particular phrase resonates with you. If you want to let me know what that's about. Let's get some more oracle anyway. for this side, the overall feelings of this side of things, this choice. Stop. Why? Oh, I just heard it stops the pain. Interesting. Okay. This feels like a solid decision. That's what I'm getting. It's like a stop sign. I no longer feel like I have a decision to make if I choose this side. Whereas if you choose this side, it's like an amber light. You know, if that's the red light, this is the amber light, where you're possibly like, but I still have a decision to make because I haven't fulfilled the idea. Yes, I've fulfilled love, but I haven't fulfilled the idea. Yikes. I think it's getting clearer, right? It's getting clearer. There still may be a way for them both to work out. So justice will prevail here with the right decision coming up. And that justice being the 11 energy, there is the essence that this you could make a wish, right? You could make a wish and have faith that it both could work out. Okay, both could work out here. It's a synchronicity, 1111. It's like wishes can come true. It's believing in a miracle, to be completely honest. Let's have a look at that side. That side. Was that movement? That's balance. Look, that makes your heart feel good, and it still has a disruptive effect, potentially again on your home. So moving in with this person rather than moving away from your current home is what I'm feeling. So that can bring a sense of balance to your emotions, especially with the Queen of Cups here and the Queen of Wands. It's like really fires you up in passion and love. I'm going to take that one. Ghost. But you're worried. You're worried about... Look, it feels like you're not completely healed from something that has happened in the past, and that this is like a lovely Band-Aid solution. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. And please don't take my word for anything. Like, you really have to use your discernment in situations like this. I'm just giving you an overview of what Spirit is kind of saying, what this would look like, what that would look like, okay? So I have a feeling that you would be either ghosting your idea completely on this side, even though it would balance out your emotions. That's probably more to the energy, but there is an underlying feeling that you have been hurt before, and that ghost could be talking about your emotions swaying, okay? Swaying. That you're worried that the heat might dissipate quicker. Like this transit, it might turn into a really cold winter in terms of affection. But I think more than anything, it's you going ghost on what idea you have already set up. And you've got love at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, strongly, you could love both options. You could love both options. Anything else that they need to know about this side, this option within the next few weeks, if you believe, is shown to me as well. Within the next few weeks, you'll have some clarity about this. Look at that community. Look at that community. It looks like an oasis, and they're setting up a new town. They're setting up a new, village, collective. It looks very abundant and like fertile grounds, and you're going to get some clarity about this for sure, because I literally put that over the clarity card. And what about that side? Unlikely. Look, take that how you will. It could be unlikely that you will feel satisfied on this side because of what you know about this side. It could also be unlikely that you're going to completely ghost that idea, because, you know, if love is true, if love is right for you, then this relationship is going to allow you in some way to foster this idea still. So take that unlikely message if you like. We have abundance at the bottom of the deck. So I feel there is a sense of love was at the bottom of that deck and abundance at the bottom of that deck. I feel like overall you are going to make the right decision for right now for you. Let's get overall advice. Overall advice for pile number... Whoa, slippery little suckers today. Overall advice for pile number 1. That's a lot, but we'll take it. We've got humility. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. Yes, that's what is happening right now. what else? We have letting go. Everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. So whichever one you need to let go of for right now is what Spirit is saying. And worth. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. So if part of you was thinking that you needed to let go of love in order to have your goal, or if you needed to be, you know, successful in some way in order to have love, this is really saying you can have both, okay? So I hope this has been useful for you. I hope it's giving you some insight. Please look after yourselves. You're making the right decision. Overall, that's the message that Spirit came through strong with. If you'd like more information personally, you can book a personal reading with me in the link in the description below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Pile number 2, you chose the Modern Witch Tarot deck, and we're going to get into this way or that way, okay? We're going to go this way, that way, and dive into what it would look like on the decision, the chance, the opportunity, the choice you have to make. Let's have a look first at what this choice could be about, just to give me a little bit of direction. Of course, if this doesn't resonate, you can always pick another pile. Or if there is no messages in any of the piles for you, then this is a case of really trusting your intuition. And I feel like Spirit's strongly saying to you, oh, but you already know, okay? You've got Leo, the lover, Aries, radical, Gemini, Virgo. They're all signs, okay? They're all actual horoscopes, zodiacs, I should say, horoscopes. Why did I say that? That's interesting. And they're all of that pink color too. Not every card in this deck, let me just show you, is like that. So interesting. Strong fire with the Leo and Aries, air with the Gemini, and then a sense of like perfectionism coming out with the Virgo. So I feel like you're being quite strict on yourself. This could very much have to do with a personal transformation. If this isn't about love in particular, it's about loving yourself radically to transform yourself and your habits and your daily health. Okay, there's something about like your health, your well-being, your daily method of operation, your morning routine, your lunch routine, your night routine, like how you do everything. And that feels like it's having an effect on loving yourself, but loving your body, loving your the way you walk, the way your confidence, the way you make decisions. It's like really investing in self to have an up-leveling, right? Where you become, there's a becoming energy to this Gemini butterfly energy, where you become more curious about life, when you become more grounded. It's like you're taking all your energy, using it to transform, alchemize, okay, and then you ground yourself. You actually become like the best version of yourself. What a time. What a time. I highly recommend. So what exactly the decision is when it comes to this or that, if the decision is should you do it or should you not, you should always choose to transform. You should always choose the best version of yourself. You should always choose to grow. I don't think that can ever be a bad thing, even if there's some collateral damage that had to go, you know, like blessings in disguise kind of energy, bittersweetness. Learning to express yourself better too. Okay, let's look at this for this energy. This, what would this side of things look like? Knight of Cups. It feels like an investment in self. Could also be a love offer, an emotional offer coming towards you. An investment in self, yeah, with decisions involved. Clearly. What does this side look like for pile number 2? if they chose this side, what does it entail? What does it look like? What is at play here? The Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of movement forward. It can be slow and steady, but it feels like an emotional one, right? And again, when you're transforming your body, it does sometimes be a slow and steady process. Thank you, Spirit. We've got the Nine of Swords. Let me push these up a bit more. The Lovers, the Three of Cups. I mean, the Three of Pentacles. Why did I say the Three of Cups? Two of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Hierophant. Yeah, this strongly feels like you balancing out your own self-esteem, your self-confidence, your overthinking when it comes to choices in love. And it feels like potentially that you have self-sabotage in love because of a lack of confidence. And you have such a low self-esteem that you have made some shitty decisions. With the Three of Pentacles, you might like really be getting help from people to help you to balance things out, to help you to, again, ground yourself. It's like you've been hopping on one foot, and that restless kind of energy that's coming through with the Gemini, it's like you were restless in your cocoon state, but now that you grow your muscles, okay, it feels like guidance. You know, and it's interesting that this is like a still life drawing kind of thing, like a portrait class, where it's like, here's the ideal, and here's you drawing out your ideal, and it's like, now when I can see it like that I can see it for myself. I can see myself becoming this person, and here's this guidance that you've got a trainer or, you know, other people around you, potentially like a collective around you. You're part of a group who really has your back on this. Even though this is a solo project, it's a solo endeavor, and it requires a level of commitment and learning, and you can be very nervous about undergoing this. It could even be that you're nervous about undergoing this within a current existing relationship, and or even at the beginning of a relationship with that Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles there. Bottom of the deck on this side, we have the Queen of Cups. Let's get that side. What would that side look like? The Fool. The Four of Wands in reverse. Tell us about that side and what moving in this direction would entail. As clearly as you can, please, Spirit. What would that side look like? What would that side look like? Two more. I just saw the star under there, so it feels like something that would be a wish fulfillment for you. Two of Pentacles again. So Two of Pentacles on either side. It does feel like something requires balance, and that's why you're like, okay, this way or that way. If there was ever an expression, an art depiction of this way or that way, it would be that. Okay. What else is similar? We've got over here, you've got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Over here, you've got the Knight of Wands. That's about it, honestly. That is similar. So it feels like quite different options, to be completely honest. I feel like this side is more nurturing to yourself, and this side just brings you possibly more balance because it is the overall energy, whereas I feel like this takes some time to get to balance. Because look at that, this feels like it brings balance quickly with the Eight of Wands underneath. It brings balance quicker than this side, whereas this side brings you a sense of peace and calm, but you know it's a journey, a direction. It's a direction towards loving yourself more. Interesting. All right, let's dive in. There's a lot of cards on the table. So you have options about where you invest. You're trying to pick the right tribe. That's what that feels like. It's like, here I have the money dedicated for this. I know I need to do this. This could very well be like picking even... How do I say this without saying it on the internet? it could be about picking like, I'm just going to say doctors, okay? For some of you, if that's something that you are investing in, there's a level of like, I need to slowly but surely make my move towards this decision. I know that this is going to be a slow process. It could be quite a radical thing, and that's why I was getting this like Aries associated with the doctor energy, but also with the lover. It's talking about like expressing yourself. And so if you want to change something about your physical appearance, I feel like you might be doing something quite radical about that. You're kind of like bossing up on it and so like my body, my, you know, a little bit daring. My body, my rules. But I feel like this is something where you have to be honest with yourself. I kind of get the feeling that this is almost an apology to yourself with the Knight of Cups and then the Queen of Cups, and they're facing each other. It's like, I know I should have taken better care of you. So something really could have triggered this with the Page of Swords. You could have got a diagnosis of some description. You could have read some information. You could have had an epiphany that really like scared you in a sense into action. And that's why the choice here, and it could be doctor for another reason, not like a beautifying reason. It could be doctor for another reason, because that nothing is a coincidence, but only take it how it resonates. And I just feel like there's an emphasis on, I understand this would be a slower way to do it, but it does feel like it's a healthier way with the lovers. This originally is a choice. The lovers is a choice, and I feel like this is a choice to love on you. And it could be there is an essence of, if you're this is what I'm picking up before, if there is an essence of this change or transformation happening within the realm of an existing relationship, you are worried about how your partner is going to see you, or you're worried about how it's going to affect your relationship. Okay, I just got pretty as a peach. Now that is giving me big energy of, if you are doing this as an egotistical thing with the Leo and the lover, if a lover is pushing you to do this, or you're doing this as an egotistical thing to buy affection, buy attention, buy love from your partner, then this is something that's obviously on your mind. And no wonder you're feeling like, okay, I have some healing to do about this current situation. And if this is something you're trying to do to keep someone in a commitment, then it's a big fat like, okay, I would really reconsider this situation. I also feel if you're doing this to like out of pressure, then this could be where the pressure is coming from, is from a potential lover, where it's like you could, and the thing of the peach was that Marilyn Monroe, I'm pretty sure it was her, who quoted, you can be the prettiest peach and you can still be unloved. Like someone still can cheat on you, or someone can still leave you. And so there is this underlying like emotional disconnect here with the Nine of Swords and the Lover's energy. And that's what needs to be brought into balance, and that's what needs to be healed. And so you are actually coming at this, even if it was originally for ego, you are actually coming at this from a place of self-love and self-care and self-nurturing, that you need to take really good care of yourself. This balance might be, you may be really overworked that has gotten you to this point. It may be something else, because I did originally say the Three of Cups when this came out. So it could be that you have like had an addiction that you were possibly needing to overcome. And then, you know, the after effects of that years later is something quite troubling, and something where it requires radical attention, and it requires you to be methodical and aligned and insightful and discerning about this new topic, this new way of being, that really nourishes you, that really gives back to you in ways that you potentially have never done for self before. And there could be an emphasis on, this could feel vain to a lover who is potentially actually vain themselves and being demanding of attention themselves. That's only for some of you, right? Because I'm just picking up on like the shadow attributes of Aries and Leo, where it's like someone possibly being impulsive about this, and trying to do it out of a competitive, I guess, kind of mindset. But ideally, like overall, I feel like ideally this is you loving on self, and that is going to reign true because it's at the bottom of the deck. This is overall, no matter the situation with the lover here, and how you think this may affect the relationship, or if strongly as well, if you feel like this is going to affect your chances of gaining more love, then if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. Okay, if you want to commit to this, just know it's going to be a slow and steady process, even if it is something that people would say was cheating because you got doctor's help. But if it's a case of you finding the right trainer and finding the right gym and finding the right, even like health support people, because it could be like up to 7 people needing to be involved in this, and you have to choose those people very wisely in order to get the best possible result for your health. Okay, it could be a very specific situation that you're dealing with. When it comes to just like investing in you, that really it does ultimately lead to more balanced emotions and fulfilled emotions. But it is going to require you to have some downfalls, and I mean like you just questioning things, looking back on behaviors that you potentially had in the past, looking at things where you had potentially choices and you could have made a better choice in the past. There is a healing that comes with that, and just perhaps taking yourself out of the spotlight, off the dating scene, even like extracting yourself from work, even to a degree for some of you, with this closing of the laptop and the hermit energy, which is Virgo energy, right? So it's really been efficient with this change, and very much in the cocoon stage of this butterfly energy, in the chrysalis stage of becoming. Okay, so it is very, you're committed. You know it's going to be a high level commitment, and possibly one of the hardest things you've done for yourself, but it is something that needs to be done for self-love, radical self-love. Okay, now on this side we have the Fool energy, the 4 of Wands in reverse, and the 5 of Swords in reverse. This could be moving out of a relationship, ending one cycle to move into another relationship that feels more positive, and you're like, okay, I've learnt my lessons with past energies. For a lot of you, I actually feel like this is not moving into another relationship. It's moving into, again, giving back to self, because I'm seeing this 4 of Cups as like, ooh, my throat. Ooh, there's a lot bubbling up on this side. 2 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, 6 of Cups, High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, Knight of Swords, the Tower. I think you've experienced a Tower moment in something here that has led you to want to run. With that Fool energy, it's taking a leap of faith away from a existing commitment. And it's no longer... To take this leap of faith means you no longer have to overthink about it. And it would close this chapter. It would close this chapter. Okay? It would move you away from chaos towards something more stable and grounded. It does feel like this is something that your intuition has been calling you towards. And it does feel like this is something where you could have like equal reciprocity when it comes to emotional fulfillment. It feels like loyalty to self. Again, loyalty to self is coming up strongly, but this feels like it's happening faster. Why? Oh, goodness. Okay, if this has got to do with the relationship stuff that I was touching on over here, this is you saying, instead of trying to better myself for this person, why don't I just end this relationship? That's the fastest way to do it. That's the leap of faith. Okay, it feels like you loving on self here, or you getting an apology here, or you trying to get investment from someone else over here that is taking a long time. Whereas on this side, it feels like, why don't I just cut the stuff, the BS, take a leap of faith, exit stage left in this situation that is causing me to overthink, end this cycle for good, even move away from this connection to find something that is equally, like I said with that 6 of Cups, equally giving to you emotionally, and that feels more like a soulmate connection where someone would appreciate my warmth and my personality that I might have as a Leo or Aries, or I might have as anything, but that's very Leo energy with the major arcana for Leo popping out. It's like that's someone who appreciates my personality, my intellect, and my passion as it is, as it stands. Someone that wants to give to me, Queen of Pentacles energy, as I am, High Priestess energy, with everything that I am, rather than feeling like I need to change for someone. Okay, and you're like, okay, that could leave me alone for a long time. That could leave me with limited options for a long time. But I strongly feel like that is a message for some of you, that if you're trying to change yourself to earn love, that is slow going, and it would still, you know, be beneficial to self. Whereas on this side, it's like, well, what's more beneficial to self than to cut the toxicity out, the tower moment out, to create the tower moment myself. To actually, yeah, and following the tower is actually the Lovers, okay? Where did I see that? I just saw it 2 seconds ago. Yeah, so interesting that I see it as a glimpse, right? It's like, it's something that you really could walk away from. You really could end this cycle. But you just know that it would require you to learn how to date again. And learn how to, like, still addressing the confidence issue, learn how to bring that confidence up again. And learn how to accept love from another. And overcome some serious self-sabotaging tendencies. This lesson that you need to learn, this it's like I would have to be all brand new. And I would have to be very diligent about then going on my self-improvement journey. For some of you, this is simply moving out of a home that you share with someone, and that alone could cause a transformation here. Just because of the Four of Wands in reverse, this is like a commitment that is delayed. It is moving out instead of moving in. It is like leaving a commitment instead of like engaging in a commitment. But I strongly feel with the Five of Swords next to it that it's like, I need to take this leap of faith to change this situation, to change this mental anguish that I have. And I would rather be with the World, cycles completing, closing, karma, coming to an end. It's graduation, right? It's like this too has run its course. And so if you are deciding to delay moving in with someone so that you can focus on yourself, then you are conscious that that may upset someone else. Okay, so there's a couple of stories for each side, but take it how it resonates. And I think that's enough where we're getting like too convoluted now. And I think I just need to keep it really clear that this is something that is more about you. And this is something that, yes, is about you, but is like taking into consideration a quicker route of achieving the kind of self-love, self-confidence transformation. And again, the transformation of your daily habits overall. Okay, let's get some advice here for this option. Advice for this option. We have Pluto and rebirth. Okay, interesting. This is you giving yourself a second chance. And I'm just hearing like new lease on life. And that again feels like growing your wings. Wow. It's been tough for you. You've had some serious challenges with that Pluto energy. It's helping you to use the resources that you already have. And it's going to, it is going to challenge you to rewire and refire some stuff in your mind, but strongly to do with your physical body and your physical assets. Like investment is going to be monetary in this situation. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be physical, blood, sweat, and tears kind of energy, and using all those resources to completely come out the other end. It's like one of those shows where someone gets a complete makeover and they come out and just their life is like suddenly they have pretty privilege. I have to say it. They suddenly have pretty privilege. And this person has a rebirth of their confidence. But you're understanding on this side that you have to do the healing. I mean, you're understanding it from both sides. Over here, I think you're learning how to love yourself. Whereas over here, it's like healing as well as transforming the physical. Okay. Interesting. This is scorpionic energy, this rebirth energy. So there is very much transformation at play. There is very much an intensity to this energy. There's power that comes with this as well, which I think you are already aware of, that your lover, if you're in a situation where this person isn't actually focusing on themselves, you're very aware that, look, I'm gonna completely transform. And how are you gonna feel? Are you gonna treat me worse when you see me glow up? You know, there's that kind of underlying energy. So that can also be very destructive. But I think there's a wealth of confidence that also comes with that, because Pluto also revolves around that. Okay, what is the advice for that option? That side of things? That. Juno and partnership. Interesting, yeah. So this is more about finding a better match. It's about finding a better match or becoming a better match for each other. If it's moving out and having a break, if it's finding a better partner who loves you for who you are and what you give already, and knowing that in order to find a better partner like that, you still have work to do when it comes to your confidence. It's not just, okay, let me end this because you don't love me as I am. You know, there's a sense of that, but there is still a sense of I'm committed to myself, but I'm committed to myself to find a more suitable match and to work as partnership. With this Two of Cups, it's talking about soulmate energy, to attract someone better or to balance out an existing partnership as a means to like break something down, to rebuild it, even though the Tower didn't show up on this side. Oh, it did actually. It's showed up on this side, not on that side. Yeah, so it's like the Tower moment might require a separation of sorts, and that might be the solution for right now. So there is a decision. There's very, very much a decision to be made. It's clear, that's why you're here. But it is pretty specific, this one, so only take it how it resonates. Advice for this opportunity. Yeah, we talked about a wealth of transformation. It creates more opportunities for you. That. Big happy changes. Look, see, there's still, I love when Spirit like confirms that no matter the decision you make, it's going to be the right one for you at the right time. It's just giving you an outline of what it might look like, like for both decisions mapped out. Okay. What are the overall emotions? Protection and hunger. Ooh, yikes. There's a hunger for more confidence, but it could literally be hunger that you're going to be like, damn, if this is like getting a stomach thing done, you're protected in this situation. And I think that's to do with that Pluto rebirth energy. You're protected from, you know, from anything that might stop you from having the opportunities. But I also feel like you're protected in terms of this gives you, you're safe to undergo this transformation, okay? On this side, that side I should say, that side, one more please, Spirit. I'm going to take magic off that. This is the first card. So magic and success. Look, big happy changes, magic and success. I strongly feel like you're trying to find over here a different person or a different version of someone that you've already been with. Can we take this towards more success? This is the Sun energy again. But it's also giving 10 of Cups, like blissful, happy family life. And that's giving me the energy of finding a better partner, finding a better soulmate, and someone that sees the magic that exists already within, okay? And I also feel like you trusting your intuition with that magic energy. And we saw the High Priestess underneath. So there are some things that will be hidden from you on this side, in terms of like, you might not always know exactly who this next person is going to be. If it requires a next person, you might not know like how it's going to work out. But I'm also getting, if you manifest, you know, what you're manifesting is actually coming true here with this magic. It's like you have everything you need in your magician pocket to have this wish granted here. Okay, let's get some overall advice for this situation for pile number 2. Overall advice. Wow, that's a pretty big card. Wow. Overall advice for pile number 2. Overall advice for pile number 2. One more. Love. Wow. All right. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation. Shut up. Only love itself. Only love itself. No person, place, or thing is your salvation. So you're making the right choice to invest in you. Always, always, always. You also have ease. It's easy for me to receive. Stop it. When I was shuffling these cards, this hand felt like it was huge. Like I felt like my hand was being stretched wide open, and I nearly said it. I was like, that's so wild. Like I don't want to say that. I felt like you were outstretching your hand to receive blessings, okay? And then the ease card is here. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. 3 freaking times. Right? It's easy for me to receive the love that I want. It's easy for me to receive the love that I give to myself. This is the big card. Delusion. Okay? So interesting. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. Now, the fast path makes me think of this side because we said this would happen quicker. The intention without surrender is this side, where if you don't do the healing work and you just do the transformation, then there may be things that still don't flow with ease and love. Okay, so these are big things to consider when making this decision for yourself. Let love rule this decision, okay? And I mean self-love. Spirit is strongly saying love, as in loving energy that is given to yourself, loving energy that is received from others. Don't delude yourself that there's anything else at play here. This is really saying take your rose-colored glasses off, be radical about your self-love, be radical about your transformation, and be diligent about this transformation as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Pile number 2. What an epic choice you have to make. Please let me know. I am so invested. Please let me know what is going on here in the comments below. If you would like a more personalized reading, you can book a private reading with me in the link in the description box. But thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you all the best. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Pile number 3, you chose the Akashic Records Tarot, the Starchild Tarot, I should say. And we are looking at a decision, a choice that you have to make in your life. We're looking at this and we're looking at that. How this would play out, what this entails, what that entails, and getting some overall advice just to help you make that decision a little bit easier. Of course, only take what resonates. If something doesn't resonate, choose another pile. And if honestly, nothing really seems to fit, then I really feel like you've already made your decision and Spirit isn't trying to confuse you here, okay? So just to help me to dive into what this could be about, we've got the 4th house and roots and the 6th house and craft. Oh, that's actually a beautiful mix. This is very Cancerian Virgo kind of energy to me, where I feel like you're focusing on the small details when it comes to creating a home, when it comes to creating like a good rhythm for yourself as well. With the craft, there's always something that speaks to me about like daily rituals with that. And that's kind of why I get like alchemist energy from it as well, with the teas and the tinctures and this witchy kind of vibe. it's been of service to yourself and making your home serve you better. Okay, so how does your home serve you? How does your cooking and your comforts and your shelter, how is it serving you? Possibly even working from home for some of you. Because this can talk, the sixth house can talk about not just health and wellness, but work and service and duty and daily routines. It can talk about apprenticeships with work and service, okay? It can talk about like honing a skill or purifying a skill or like strong contribution. Okay, so it could be like adding a side hustle for some of you even that has to do with health and wellness to your home and family and your, like, it could be real estate related. Yeah, strong home. So family, what home means to you, whether you have a family or not. Let's dive in. We're looking at, let's talk, and that's Three of Crystals is like working together with someone or something, contributing, cooperation, all the growth. All right, let's talk about this option. This option for pile number 3. What does this option look like for pile number 3? Tell us about this option for pile number 3. And I'm drawn to the feel of the cards in my hand. These cards always feel quite solid. They feel very grounded. They feel thick. Okay, so it's like something very comforting about this energy overall. And the choice that you have to make, it feels like one of comfort or comfort zones to build stability for yourself or your family. It could even be like generational as well. Which makes me think of the Ten of Pentacles. Impact, legacy, generational wealth. Okay, it's a solid footing. 10 plus years of financial fulfillment and freedom. All right, bottom of the deck is we've got the Four of Wands. So home. Home, engagement, marriage, moving in together. Three of Crystals, Six of Swords, Page of Cups, King of Wands, Nine of Cups, the Empress in reverse. Why? The Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Wands in reverse. I'm actually going to leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. I feel like I'm testing fate. I thought I had all the cards. All right, let's take a look at that option. That option. Stop. That was quick. That option. Just saw the Emperor upright. Didn't come out though. See if he comes back again. The Hermit in reverse. Don't get too caught up at home that you don't get out anymore. Feels like getting out of your comfort zone on this side. Oh, I'm going to only take the ones that flipped there. I might have too many now. Okay, let's start with the Hermit in reverse, the Two of Wands, making a decision to move out or move into a new direction. You've got Temperance, which feels like it's healing, or you've been patient about this, especially with the Nine of Wands. It can talk about patience. You've got the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. This is so many cards. The Magician, the Ace of Pentacles, and Judgment. I'm going to pop those two back. The bottom of the deck for this side is the Six of Wands. So there's success and there's commitment on like either side here. All right, what similarities have we got going on? We've got the King of Wands over here and we've got the Queen of Wands over here. The Emperor didn't come out, but I saw it. And we've got the Empress in reverse here. King of Swords. Nine of Cups, Nine of Wands. What else? That's it. That is kind of similar. All right, cool. Okay, so the Three of Crystals, the Six of Swords, the Page of Cups. King of Wands, Nine of Cups, the Empress in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Wands in reverse. I'm strongly drawn to the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. It's like someone has I feel like you're getting an apology from someone who wants to move back in, who wants to move back into a cycle with you. I don't know if you're open to it. Okay. This makes me want to instantly move to this side. Just to check. Okay. The Hermit, the Two of Wands, the Temperance, the Knight of Cups. Why do I feel like there's an apology coming? I was going to say it with the Page of Cups, but then with the Knight of Cups, it's like I feel like someone was refusing to do the healing, and that's what I feel was going on over here. Someone was in flirty mode, and I feel like they've elevated. Okay. Queen of Wands, there's passion here. King of Swords, there are still things that you might not know, or there's still harsh words that linger. There's a slow going kind of opportunity, but it is presented here. I feel like you can manifest anything when it comes to your like craft, and there is this resurrection energy. Ooh, are you dealing with two people? It's success on this side, or it's someone wants to marry you. But on this side, I feel like it's something a little bit more like, let's see, let's slow and steady wins the race. I actually feel ill. Like, I could just curl up in a ball right now. This decision has really got you. Like, oh, pile number 3. If I hope you're okay. Like, wow. I strongly feel that you feel sick to your stomach in making this decision, and I get it. I feel like there's a strong part of you that feels sick because part of you knows you'd be going against your intuition. I have to say, on this side, I have to say it. With the Empress being in reverse here, it's giving me a feeling that you are not in your power, even though you've got the King of Wands here. And it feels like this is confidence. I feel like someone's, take it how you will. This could be one or the other, like someone you're dealing with, okay? Or if it's just you, it's like you have, I have to say, like a little bit of like fake it till you make it kind of attitude on this side. Fake it till you make it kind of confidence. And if you're dealing with someone, that person's confidence feels like it's watering you down. It feels like you kind of shrivel up in this person's presence, and there's part of you that I feel is very passionately drawn towards this person, but it kind of kills your creativity, to be completely honest. And I feel like this is someone who you may have had a separation from, with the Six of Swords showing up here. And I feel like this person is coming back in. If you're watching this in Venus retrograde in Leo season, this person is coming back in with an apology and saying, I want to contribute. I want to fix this. Can we work together? Can we cooperate on fixing this, which was once our wish fulfillment, and now I see you doing really well. I kind of want to take a sip out of your cup, and I think that is draining you creatively. I feel like this person is kind of saying, this person could have had a drinking problem, I have to say. Oh, I have a headache now too. What the heck? Wow, you are strongly going against your intuition. I'm not even reading the cards at this point. Honestly, I'm picking it up like through my body, channeling this for you. It's just, even the Wheel of Fortune looks like, yeah, we could. I feel so spaced out, like tripping spaced out. Like I could literally just fall asleep on the table. You've exhausted this situation. This is something that feels like this is not in reverse, but look at the lonesome look on this woman's face in this card, right? This is a wistfulness of like, okay, karma, all right, karma. But it strongly feels like you're going against what you should be doing. The Wheel of Fortune is card number 10, right? And I feel like there's a closing of one chapter. And in that, I felt a sense of bittersweetness for you, where you were like, yeah, it once was our wish fulfillment to be in a relationship together, but you ruined it by, being flighty and whatever. I mean, that in reverse. Upright, but when it's in reverse, it's like this person has learnt, and you can see this person has grown, but they're still leading with their passion. They're still leading from a sensual place. And yeah, the King of Wands can be creative, right? And the Empress creates life, but she's in reverse. So it's like, as this person has grown, it's almost as their confidence has grown, it's taken from yours. The King can be innovative and growth-minded and strategizing and has a lot of willpower. But let's look at the bottom of the deck. The Knight of Cups, okay, wanting to come forward with a confession. The Ace of Cups, a new love offer. So the Ace, the Page, and the Knight of Cups are all here. With the Three of Swords, to confess, I did break your heart. I'm sorry that I took your power away. The Magician in reverse, okay? It's almost like this person really sidetracked you, and they're about to come in and do it again. But then you've got the Universe here, which is the World card, okay? Which is again talking about cycles ending and something else beginning. And the Emperor, which is someone in their boss energy, but you've got Four of Swords, which is healing energy, Two of Crystals, balancing something out. There's a decision to make. Four of Cups, and you don't know if you want to accept this offer because oppression is here, okay? Honestly, the Devil energy is under here. This person has a side to them. Oh, I feel deeply sad for this situation, because honestly, I feel like the person that you're dealing with here, that you possibly thought that you would have a home with, or you have had a home with, you have had a family with, the 6th house talking about craft, and all of a sudden I'm looking at the teacup and seeing it as like a frothy beer, and so it's like craft beer, and I'm looking at the alcohol solution that I'd normally think of alchemizing, and I'm thinking literal alcohol. I can't unsee it. There's all these signs where it feels, and all these pages of cups. The Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. It's like they've improved their drinking or their toxic habit in some way, shape, or form. Until they haven't. It's like this person has grown in ways that they've leveled themselves up, and they've channeled their passionate, hot, fiery energy into possibly something useful, right? And giving themselves some willpower, and they are leading a light in their life that they haven't led for a long time. But I feel like this person once upon a time caused you pain, disrupted your household in some way, and they're wanting to come back in, and I can't help but feel it's like they want to come back in to they have good intentions, but there's something strongly attached to your home. Even the way your family reacts to this person, or how, oh my goodness me, how your family reacts, or how this person's family reacts. Someone is listening to this. I might have to stop this reading. I am like sick to my stomach, like full on nausea. There's something about the bed here, like you want to cuddle this person. It's so bittersweet, I feel like I could cry. And the shell, I'm just listening to the whispers of, you've got your inner world, that the sanctuary that you have created in your home. And I'm looking at this for like a hangman kind of energy for the minute, where it feels like you have had pause from this person and you restabilized the home. You might have had to really cleanse your home from this person's energy, especially if they were coming in toxic. Even your bed specifically, like there's a strong intimate attachment to you, and that you may have shared, that you may have thought, it's never going to get better than this. And the bittersweetness is the fact that, like, you can see a future, or you could have seen a future with this person. You really wanted that. But I think there's been a lot of heartbreak. And just because this person has moved away from some chaos in their life and they're like, hey, I'm ready to contribute now, you're like, yeah, that's all good and well, but I need to contribute to myself, because I'm still healing from what you broke down, and not to put all the blame on this other person. But I feel like you have to stay on your path. The Empress being in reverse is really concerning me. This is someone who might be childless, okay? It might be someone who has lost a child with this person. I'm so sorry. It can also be someone who has put their creativity on hold and really held back their own personal desires in order to nurture and protect and really give and overgive to this person and this person's situation, to the point of possibly enabling, and like you were trying to help this person get to recovery and all sorts of things. And I think that cycle has closed out, and karma's saying, no, if we're just sending this person back around, especially if this is in Venus retrograde, it's just to be friends. It's just to say, I'm proud of you for how much you've grown, but there's a sense of protecting yourself. There's a sense of, you've got a new way of doing things. Your diet does not include this person anymore, and this person's bad behavior, and especially this person's bad habits, especially if this person has a tendency to make you drink more, if the drinking is their crutch here. Okay, there is a sense that it's coming back around to test you for a reason. I don't feel it's entirely genuine. As much as it's coming up as, I want to marry you, it's almost like, it's almost a bit too little too late, and the wounds are so deep. The wounds are so deep, and I think that you've been manifesting better for yourself, and yeah, you want marriage, or you want commitment, or you want a home with someone, you want to build a life with someone. But I strongly feel like you've been manifesting better, and this ain't it. With the Magician in reverse, the Universe coming up, the Emperor, like that's a lot of major arcana cards. Two of Crystals requiring balance here, and oppression, the Chariot. I want to move away from that devil energy. I don't want to reinvest into it, because if I do, I'm going to be empty. Honestly, this person may have really, if you are a womb holder, okay, this person may have really disrupted that home, okay, that creative portal for you. So there's always, womb holders, there is always a link in my description box for a place that a safe place, a sacred place, a shop, and it's got a Facebook group where there is healing for that space, okay? So if you need that for some reason, then I would go towards that. I strongly need to move over to this side, because I feel like I'm going to vom. Oh my goodness. Okay. Over here, that energy is the Hermit in reverse. I feel like you've been healing. And there's a sense that you are on the cusp of something epic here. Something so good. There is success coming to you. We have the Ten of Swords looking back at potentially what was, okay? And it's really kind of messing with your mind, and that's why you might feel sick to your stomach, because it's like your mind is all over the place. But look here, you have the Emperor upright, whereas here it was in reverse. Did we see it in reverse? Just double checking. We've got the Magician in reverse. We have, nope, the Emperor's upright under there as well. Yeah, you are deciding to commit to yourself and boss up. I feel like there's a big offer of work coming towards you, like a work wish fulfillment. Now you have the Empress upright in the bottom of this deck. You also have the Ten of Cups over here. There is a better, stronger, higher love coming in for you, and I feel like it's somehow attached to work. And it's the end of this overthinking energy when you choose that option over this option, okay? Strongly. Now, this situation feels like you're looking ahead. After you come out of this healing phase, you're looking ahead, and you're looking at, well, what do I need to heal next? I need to heal love next, okay? Because I've healed from this love. I need to now heal love and get back out there and bring some balance back into my love life. And so you're looking for someone sweet and charming, and you're looking to possibly date. And you've got a lot of passion for life, a zest for life. You're like, I didn't come this far to only come this far. You know, I'm really committed to seeing my best and highest dreams and successes coming true. With the Six of Wands, with the Emperor and the Ten of Cups and the Empress, you're birthing new things into being. You're healing from so much loss and disappointment. You're moving away from tower moments and people that cause tower moments. In fact, if you have a tower moment, it's coming to clear the way for a higher love, 100%, and a higher like job opportunity that's going to give you a lot of abundance. A lot of abundance. It's interesting that when I was shuffling these cards, I was like, it feels like the Ten of Pentacles. This is the Ten of Pentacles side of things. This feels like where it's 10 plus years of something dependable. Whereas this feels like something that, yeah, it's better than it was, but it doesn't mean it's for you. Okay? And I think that's just testing your mindsets, testing your mettle is kind of the energy that I'm getting. So I strongly feel on this side, you're really pushing through your own boundaries when it comes to work, really pushing through your own boundaries when it comes to believing in your manifestations, focusing on a strong mindset. And this person comes in and so easily can disrupt it. And that's why you're in this decision point. Whew, I feel you, because this person has their claws in. You know, this person has some kind of still like soul attachment to you, and it's been a very intense karmic lesson for you to learn. And look, I feel like you've had past lives with this person 100%. I feel like this is a karmic relationship for a reason. There's still a lot of love for this person. I don't want to degrade that. There's still a lot of love for this person, but it's almost coming from a place of, I need to mother myself instead of mothering you. Okay? I want a divine love. I want love that is both of us on the same page, and you're really manifesting that. You're manifesting that in a way that perhaps you don't always trust what people say to you. It also needs to be followed up by their actions, okay? Even if their actions are slow and steady, at this point you're happy about that. You're happy about that because it gives you time to assess the situation. It gives you time to see things from all angles. If you've been waiting on another person, like I said, if this is two people, if you've been waiting on another person, this person has only been hasn't been keeping you completely in the loop, I have to say, and they've been taking their sweet ass time to come around. It's possibly because they were in hermit mode and they are doing some healing. They may have just come out of that hermit mode and they may be coming forward still very slowly with an offer towards you, and somehow in some way there is an offer, whether there's another person attached or not. There is an offer coming in for you when it comes to work. Maybe an offer that was offered to you at another point in time, but you couldn't take it for some reason, especially if you were caught up in this, and energetically, I mean. So it's not just that someone saw you with someone toxic and they were like, oh, I can't come in and offer them love. I'm not entirely talking about that. I'm talking about the big magic of the divine that says, okay, pile number 3 isn't ready for this level of success that I'm bringing through, an opportunity that I want to bring through in work and money and like success and abundance and bossing up and like the Ten of Pentacles energy. They're not in a receiving state for the Ten of Pentacles energy when they're dealing with this energy, because I fear that the divine, when I say they, may have realized that this person could clutch all that, could take that from you, and you wouldn't be in the position to be able to create with that opportunity. Okay? And that's the big magic. If you've ever read the book by is it Rebecca Gilbert? Gilbert. The same author of Eat, Pray, Love. Big magic. I highly recommend it if you're a creative person. Highly recommend it. It's the essence that an offer, the right thing will find you when you're an energetic match for it. And I feel like this is something that is coming back around, or it's coming around to say, are you ready now? Are you ready? It's do or don't. It's do or don't. Like, it's happening now or it's not happening at all. That kind of energy over here. And so there is an underlying message that there could be someone in your midst in terms of love, but strongly this is about you on the cusp of coming into something that is going to set you up in a beautiful way, that could have to do with something that's currently like a hobby or a side project or a work from home business opportunity. With the Emperor under here, it does feel like something you have created, you have bossed up on, you have taken action and charge on. You knew all along that you were going to do this. You've committed to this. You've been, you've been working hard at this. You've been focusing on your daily rituals that help you to get there. It's a very methodical kind of organized energy that has been really good for your well-being. Okay, so it could even be something to do with like energy healing, like Reiki, like what I've been doing. I can strongly relate to this side. Okay, I can strongly relate to this whole thing actually. So it's like, however you've been healing, you've decided to kind of make that part of your craft in terms of your offering for your business, or in terms of your offering for how you contribute to your household. Okay, so it's something to do with the way you make money. Strong energy of a decision to be made about, are you going to move away from the place that you're currently at? So fourth house roots, do you want to move away from family and answer the call of your craft, is potentially here with the Two of Wands. That is coming up very strongly actually. The Two of Wands is kind of like overpowering. I'm seeing like an orange light across all of this. So again, it strongly feels, and this is an orange card too, I'm strongly drawn to the orange energy over this reading. On that side, okay? And the Emperor is orange too. And so strongly, I'm getting that this is you and your Empress upright energy, because the Empress energy, when I'm talking about the womb space, I'm talking about the seat of creation. I'm talking about our sacral chakra, okay? And so this is your sacral chakra. The orange energy is your sacral energy. And I strongly feel like from that place of creation, you are able to move forward powerfully. Powerfully. Whereas here, I feel like that orange energy is dim. And look at the color of all these cards. I mean, that's the deck, but it's just something that's coming up, okay? It's a dimmer light. And your Empress is in reverse over here. This is strong Empress energy in her full glory over here. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, and then let's start getting some oracle on here. Again, pretty specific messages, but this is why I did 4 piles. All right, what else do we need to know about this side? Wow, Pallas Athena, think. You got to think long and hard about this. And look at the mask. It's like wearing a mask of like warrior, like a warrior going to war. That's Emperor energy upright. It's like, or it's Emperor energy in reverse, I should say, because it's using passionate energy for battle. You know, it's using action-oriented energy for battle. Pallas Athena, and it's think energy, and the 3s are about expression, groups, and growth. So yes, there's growth, but have you outgrown this person? Think about it. On this side, you have 8th house and mystery, so you don't even know where this offer is going to come from. But look at the riches. Look at all the turquoise here. Okay, it's like dripping in luxury. The 8th house is transformation, big time. Scorpionic energy. It is about sex and death and inheritance, other people's money even. It's about the magic and the occult, okay? So there is something kind of witchy coming through, something healing coming through here with this energy, something a little bit taboo that not everyone gets a chance to do with the 8th house and mystery. So that's possibly why you're looking at this side and you're like, I don't even know if I trust it, because there's so much mystery around it. But I don't know if you can trust this, because it feels like there's a mask of war that has to be worn by yourself in order to even live and exist over here. This says wait, okay? And that is the think energy again with the Ace of Swords kind of energy. It's like you need to get a sign here. You need to really think about this. You need to pause. And I feel like there's some cord cutting that has to happen. Wait until the cords are cut, and then have a rethink on this, okay? Interesting, because this person still feels like they've got their claws in. Like I said, with that devil energy, it's like an attachment. And maybe you had to learn such a harsh lesson, because it is that bittersweet energy that I was picking up on, where you wanted it, and you wanted it so bad, and then you had to walk away, and that was extremely painful, and now they're back again, and you're like, really? You're actually like making me feel dizzy and sick and ill because I thought I healed from this, and you want to redo? Like, it's just so disruptive, and it's actually sad that they missed their shot, honestly. You both could have had something the first time over that was healthier. Healthier is the key. Over here you have communicate clearly and abundance. Yeah, communicating clearly is what I said about believing in your manifestations. And I strongly feel like trusting in the mystery and having communication with God, source, your angels, your higher self, really communicating clearly in that sense. And there's a sense of friendliness, but also with the dolphins, like a sense of communicating with the divine, 100%, because they talk to each other through sonar. So I like, you know, that you can't hear it. It's what am I trying to say? You understand what I'm saying? There's a depth to their communication, that a language that only they understand, and there's a language of mystery that only you understand, and that's why it might feel taboo to some people, but there's actually so much abundance that can be had from this opportunity that is coming your way, that's somehow going to put you in the spotlight and give you the recognition and rewards that you really deserve. What are the main emotions attached to this side, this choice, this opportunity? What are the main emotions of the outcome? Confidence and illumination. Why is the confidence card brown? And consciousness and anger. There may have been some serious frustration over, honestly, this. How come this is being illuminated for me, Spirit? Why is this giving me a confidence boost, Spirit? Why am I feeling all the feels over here, Spirit? Oh. I think you've got rose-colored glasses on, and that's making you see what is actually brown. And we were talking strongly about the confidence of this person potentially stealing the confidence of yours, and how the orange light is over on this side, right? It's like this person has the orange light shining on them on this side, and you've got these rose-colored glasses on that makes you see their otherwise brown energy as orange. Like, what? I love you, but no. 100%. Like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but this is what Spirit is saying, and that's pretty serious. There's a sense of anger about it, though. It's a sense of anger about, like, why are you making that so obvious and so clear, and why are you making that come to my fruition, but you're hiding this opportunity from me, and I've really been pushing and waiting and working and striving and healing over here. Like, there's a sense of anger about it. Like, do I trust the mystery? Can I trust my unconscious, the messages that I'm getting in the 5D? Okay, like I was talking about here. The communication that I get from my spirits and my angels. Like, why are you testing me? Such a karmic lesson. I'm ready for this new thing. I'm ready for this change. You need to channel this anger. Keep channeling this anger. Okay, keep channeling it. Keep working on it. Keep yourself open. It's a huge test on both sides. It's a huge test. But I think because it's something epic is coming for you. Like, I don't think, I know. It's all under the bottom of the decks there. There's some epic change and epic abundance coming for you. And it's requiring you to communicate clearly with Spirit and with yourself and with your higher self and with your manifestations. And if you are getting into new love and the mystery around that, it's requiring clear communication on that part as well. And that can be really hard when you are starting out on like a new adventure here of, all right, I want to try again. I want to dip my toe in. And especially if you have been waiting on someone who's slowly coming around. You might not even get on anything with this person who is slowly coming around and who has been slowly coming around. It may be anger about that because it's like, maybe this offer comes in instead of, like, the offer for abundance comes in instead of the offer of love. And you're like, hey, this was meant to be equal, like love and love decision. But in reality, it feels like it's a love and wealth decision. Wow. We have ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Okay, so that's, I feel like that's the only one you need. I've got 3 of these for everyone else, but I feel like that's the only one you need, and I stopped shuffling. So receive the best and highest good that you can from this situation, 100%. Have open arms about this situation. I'm going to leave it at that. Pile number 3. I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to get really personal, you can book a private reading with me in the description box below. Take really good care of yourselves. I love you so much. Take really good care. I'll see you in the next one. Pile number 3, you chose 4, sorry. Goodness. You chose the Radiant Wilds Tarot. We are going to go into this first of all. This is all about helping you make a decision between this and that. And we're going to get all about this and we're going to get all about that. What would happen if you chose this? What would happen if you chose that? What are the things at play here? And to help me just identify and to help you identify that this is the pile for you, please, Spirit. What is the main themes that we're dealing with in this decision? In this choice, we have Chiron and Healing, Gemini and the Butterfly, and the 5th house and Passion. I just heard all the way up, all the way up. So I feel like you might be trying to heal transform your own love life or transform your passions in general. I feel like, yeah, strongly healing from heartbreak in some way, loss, and trying to live a more adventurous life. It's like life's too short, all the way up. We're going to turn the volume all the way up on life. Oof, wow. You're kind of like seeking adventure, but it's a way to heal. Tell me all about this option for the choices that we're dealing with here. Tell me all about this option. So very clearly in your mind, you need to know what this option would be. And very clearly in your mind, you need to know what that option would be. And then we're going to get the cards to help you almost like future plan each side to see what they would look like a little magic ball. Dive into the future. Can you show us a clear dive into the future for this option? For pile number 4, please, Spirit, for this option. Tell us about this option. What would it look like if they chose this option? What would it look like? Ooh, we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. The Devil, Justice. We have the Knight of Cups, the Hanged One, the 10 of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Knight of Swords. One more, please, Spirit. One more. The Star. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Interesting that that Page of Cups looks like a 10 of Pentacles, but 10 of Cups solo. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the 10 of Cups with a happy family, blissful life. This feels like the 10 of Cups for you, solo. Interesting. Death at the bottom, so death, rebirth. 9 of Cups, yeah, solo kind of energy. Let's have a look at that option, please, Spirit. Tell us about that option. What would that option entail? 5 of Cups. There is a loss here of some description. The Hanged One. The Moon. Knight of Cups. 6 of Wands. 6 of Swords. 6 of Cups. That's a lot of sixes. 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords. Wow. 666 is harmony, cooperation, healing. If you want to drop the actual like angel number meaning for 666 in the comments for everyone else in pile number 4, that would be very helpful. You've got the Ace of Wands. One more, please, Spirit. One more for that option, that choice. Star. No. 3 of Cups. Interesting. Bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. So, karma. due and owed, and things finally coming into a sense of a new leaf being turned when it feels like luck on your side. Okay. The Page of Cups is kind of feeling like a self-apology. It's kind of feeling like doing things solo. So that's the overall energy for both. Let's have a look at this option. This option is starting out with the 10 of Cups in reverse. It's interesting because this option is starting out with the 5 of Cups. So this is a sense of disappointment, and this is a sense of delayed family, blissful life, okay? It's like, oh, I wanted it, but it's not here, okay? And it feels like a sense of justice is playing a part in that. It feels like there's maybe a legal matter at play. There may be a devil in the midst, okay, at play. It could be you wanted a 10 of Cups with someone, but they're still going through a nasty divorce. And they've got someone in the background just being very toxic, very succubus-like, really trying to entangle and trap this person is what I'm feeling. Entrapment kind of energy. You've got the Knight of Cups, so you've got someone here who is saying, I do love you, I do love you, I do love you. I feel like that they're just saying it though. Even though the cups are an emotional thing. Yeah, because in their energy, I'm feeling like they're not actually doing much. And there's that snake energy kind of coming out of this person's feet. They can't do much because the snake has still got them in some way. It's like a PTSD on this person. Their whole world is upside down. This isn't just the hanged one hanging upside down. Their whole world is upside down. And so this is causing a state of limbo. It's causing a state of imbalance too, because the hanged one in the original tarot, like the feet of the person looks like a 4. It's manifestations and foundations and stability, and I feel like there's little stability that you can count on. You know, this person saying I love you is one thing, but showing it is another. We've got the 10 of Pentacles, which is strongly suggesting that this situation has to do with money, and it could be your situation and you're dealing with the devil energy. And the Knight of Cups might be this feeling of feeling free of this, and then you feel back in limbo. Feeling free and then back in limbo. There's something about this Knight of Cups that just isn't completely fulfilling a situation. And the Knights are messengers. So it's like a message of love is here, but there's something not quite, satisfactory about it. The 10 of Pentacles is talking about like 10 plus years of impact and legacy and financial freedom and longevity in a connection. You've also got the Hermit, the Knight of Swords, and the Star. So I feel like if you are dealing with someone else who is going through this, their money is very needing to be kept safe and very, honestly, their priority. And that's why it feels like they're not actually acting on their emotions for you. And they are still healing. And this is Chiron, a healing card coming up here. And the Star is also a healing energy as well. With this Hermit energy, I think this person might be introspecting about the way they've treated you. It's like how they've treated their wish fulfillment is not actually how they would like to go. In fact, they may have even said, again, the messengers, the Knight are messengers. They might have even said some things, or something has gotten back to you where it's like, oh, that person wasn't coming towards you. If it's coming from a friend, it's like, oh, they weren't coming towards you because they're still going with this. Like the divorce is still going, or the battle with this devil energy that they're dealing with is still facing off. And so here's you, this Star energy, kind of like drifting away. See how it's like ding, 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 ding. It's like this higher self energy. It's like it feels like you're removing your star power from this person. That is my first initial read of that, okay? What I strongly feel is you're focusing on you. Page of Cups. I've got a really itchy arm. Almost like something was gnawing at my arm. I can still feel it. It's almost like a twitch. You know how when you get weird bodily twitches, and especially in your eye, and you're like, I wonder if anyone can see that. And sometimes you can see like a little lump under your skin where the vein is like pulsing or something. It's kind of like that, but it's deeper. So it's making me want to itch underneath. And that is interesting because it's like the pulse of this person is so far under what they're actually saying and giving to you and presenting to you. And you know that there's a potential for the 10 of Cups, and this person is this provider kind of energy, and together you could have this empire. but really nothing seems to be happening here, and you're waiting for this rebirth that doesn't seem to happen. And so I do feel like you're pouring into self, and you've got the Nine of Cups here, which is talking about wish fulfillment of your own, of your own, I want to say extrapolation, but that absolutely was not the word, Spirit, that I was looking for. Four of Cups. You've been really waiting for this person, I feel. You've had all the strength in the world trying to keep this connection afloat, trying to keep this love afloat. You've really invested into this connection and you saw it going far, but you've been waiting on receiving. You've been waiting on success to come. You've been waiting on an offer and an opportunity, and that's literally a diamond. You've been waiting on things to speed up and to balance out, but I really don't think it has. It may have been like very clearly painted out for you. Like it feels like this person really tried to present a clear picture. And that was the Ten of Cups that started this whole thing off. But it was immediately reversed. It's very love bomby kind of energy. And look at that clear mirror and the clear sky in the mirror. It's like you just were, every time you look in the mirror, you'd be like, no, I'm fine. We're all good. I'm waiting. And all this goodness is coming my way. But it really hasn't. And you're taking your star power back, and you're really taking sovereignty of it and power of it, so that you can have your own rebirth, and so you can create your own Ten of Cups, and you're kind of unbothered at this point, honestly. And I feel like it's because you do realize that you have other offers coming to you, because you are someone who is such a giver and nurturer, and you are capable of receiving blessings from the universe when you start to open back up to the universe's blessings, instead of putting all your eggs in one basket and hoping for the best. Once you start opening yourself back up, I think that opportunities are going to start coming in for you. Okay, so that's one particular read. Now, it's funny because, well, not funny, it's interesting because you've got the Chiron and Healing card, where there's this need to release, there's this need to cry over this. But I strongly feel a sense of like you felt it coming for so long. You've been in this butterfly like cocoon stage for so long. You've got to be careful that you don't rot there. And so in this realization for you, this messenger of truth feels like it's come through like, what's this game I've been playing? You know, look at the black and white squares. It's like, what's this game I've been playing? I've really been dimming my light to hold on to this. And you're a good person. You've done a good thing. And sure, having the hope of this in the background may have been healing for you from other things. But I feel like you've healed and then you're still healing. And so it's pushing you out of this cocoon before this person is ready to come and like, quote unquote, save you, be with you, announce to you, act on you. And you're like, well, hang on a minute, because I've been almost rotting in this position, and I've been inflexible, and I've been unsociable, and I've been uncommunicative. In fact, I feel like I'm getting restless, right? I feel like your energy is starting to become restless. You're actually starting to look at the world differently. I feel like you're having like almost like this is old you and this is new you meeting in the middle, and this is you looking in the mirror of this Nine of Cups and going, hang on, I am my own wish fulfillment. I can give to myself. I can find treasure within. I can like find emotional fulfillment in a rebirth. And you've done this growing, and this person hasn't come forward, and so you're almost like this butterfly is bursting out of the cocoon, and you're wanting to kind of make up for lost time, if I'm completely honest. With this fifth house of passion, it's talking about self-expression, passion, obviously, creativity and pleasure, and this inner child, like just a sense of fun that you want to like unleash on yourself because you've been so tightly wound. I think this devil energy kind of rubbed off on you. You might be highly sensitive. But very much the fact that this person was saying I love you, but didn't act on it. And it could have been to the point where it was 10 months or more. With the 10 of Cups in reverse and the 10 of Pentacles. And I just touched the Wheel of Fortune on this other deck at the bottom of the deck. And that's card number 10 too. So that's interesting. I just feel like you're at this point where you're like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing? And you just want to kind of act out. You want to, and not act out in a bad way. You want to just play, and you want to go and have a love affair, and like, I need to feel alive again. Like, what am I doing? What have I been waiting for? You want romance in your life. And I think it's sad. There's some healing that needs to happen from this, and you're almost ashamed at how much you held on to this. Don't be, though. There is a sense that you forgive this person because you deeply understand what they're potentially going through. Or this is someone attached to you that you are going through this legal battle of some description, or this just imbalance in your life that has caused you to focus on the thing you need to focus on to protect your coin and be in this limbo state. And for someone attached to you, maybe this is you understanding that this person is actually wanting to just go out and live. And yeah, they're hurt, but they're also just like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, acting on it with a sense of thrill. Okay, so I feel like if this is you who wants to go out and go on a new ride, it's like, I've been playing this game. What game have I been playing? Well, if I've been playing this game, I want to get on this ride, you know, because this one was no fun. This game was boring, you know, and this one is, oh, I need adventure. I've been suffocated. There's this kind of pythonic energy with this devil where it's like, in some way, it's suffocated the entire love out of this connection. And so that option is there. That option is there, but I feel like there's... Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I feel like this isn't much of a choice. If this is an apology from this person, and they're starting to say, oh, but I do still want, and it's like a whisper, I do still want the 10 of Cups with you, but you're like, I've grown. I don't know. So maybe it's just an I don't know if I want to have a rebirth with this. Let's move into this side so I can understand more about that side. Okay, so on this side, we're starting off with the 5 of Cups. The Hangman is here on both sides. So there is a sense of limbo going on. For sure. For sure. You've got a lot of 6s on this side, like we were talking about. So a need for harmony. This limbo phase has left you actually very clear on something. The moon sometimes talks about deep emotions, and it talks about things being in the dark. Whereas I feel like when it's in reverse, it's like, oh, I'm very aware of my emotions. I'm very aware of this person's emotions. That could be the Knight of Swords, that message of clarity that came through. And I want to quickly turn this night into day. Okay, it could be the sunset phase, the sunrise phase. It's just starting to come back out, but you're very willing and very eager to get more into a positive mindset, which is from this healing energy transforming straight to this passion energy. It's like, let's not waste any more time. And I think the 5 of Cups is you kind of being disappointed in yourself. With this person kicking this cup over, it's like, I know there's something bigger and better and juicier, and jewel feels like it's bejeweled. This love, this emotional energy is bejeweled. And you might have really thought this person was all that, like soulmate energy, this was my one and done, like this is my person. But I think that the time apart, and especially the clarity that you've possibly gotten, has given you a sense of, well, they were deep emotions and they were there, and it has helped me heal from some other deep emotions. But do you know what? Here's the romance I want. This could be someone else completely coming into the picture and saying, hey, do you want a date? I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve. This is very sweet and loving. Putting you on a pedestal and saying, hey, I've got time for you. I'm making time for you. I see you. I'm seeing you in the spotlight. This could be someone coming back around from childhood that was a childhood friend, or that just has a sense of strong loyalty towards you. Someone you could have children with. So take that how you will. But I strongly feel it's just someone who wants to pay you attention, who wants to make you the star of the show, of their heart, and who is equally giving to you, okay? Loyally giving to you. And this might actually help you heal from this situation now. So healing over here, it feels like it came from a different situation, but this person seems to be taking you from this energy where you're hurt over this for sure, and it's taught you a lot about yourself. You've released a lot over this time, because I feel like it's been slow going and quite solo going. But it's also taught you your superpower of love. Like, you have so much love to give and so much patience. Not many people would wait around that long. Not many people would hang out and hope. Not many people would forgive. Not many people would use this time to cleanse their own energy and soften into the pain and, release it all. Really use it as a time to become the best version of yourself and release all past hurts. So then no wonder you want to play catch up and you want to move forward, and you're like, I feel really light. I feel like I've done so much releasing and I've been in such a limbo state that now I have the energy to move forward. I've got the sun shining on me now. The positivity is returning back to my life, and I just want to go out and live a little. It's like a real quick transformation that you want to have. And so I think that this person who is potentially coming in wearing their heart on their sleeve and saying, hey, I'm interested, is really reigniting some passion within you. It's giving you a whole new friendship group, and that in itself is helping you heal and move away from this situation. And so it's like, okay, I can have my self-apology and give myself a rebirth and focus on my own self, and potentially keep waiting for this situation to have a rebirth and potentially keep growing in strength. Or what's interesting, and it hasn't happened for any other pile, is I feel like this is also talking to this pile. The overall energy of this feels like there's already some closure there, and I feel like this Page of Cups is you giving the 10 of Cups to yourself, and that is your karma. That is the good coming back around. That is your lucky break. That is you having this Queen of Wands of stepping back into your confident energy, and you're creative and passionate, and you've manifested something better that actually invests in you after learning the lesson you had to learn with this person. Even though you thought that this person was going to be, someone that you move in with and get engaged to and get married, and we saw the Ace of Pentacles that you were waiting for, that diamond under there that you were waiting for. Like, you really were not fooled, or it's not so much love bombing. I think just circumstances really played a part in this had to happen for the way it had to happen. And in some way, it's like now that's become a toxic situation because it's blocking things from you. It's blocking blessings from coming towards you. It could even be blocking you in a creative sense from going out and leading your own life and being independent when it comes to starting your own business, especially if you thought that this person and their money was not going to save you, but become part of your money. You really had kind of discussed plans that this was going to be something big for you two, and that the two of us, you wouldn't have to worry about anything, darling, I've got you, and it possibly blocked you from looking at your own financial situation and really bossing up on your own. And I strongly feel like you're able to give yourself a rebirth over here. You're strongly able to learn from this lesson and potentially even lead to a higher love and higher commitment and a higher, a better, happier love, okay, than the one that you were potentially waiting on here. I can't even find what was at the bottom of this deck. There it is, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I feel like this is a lucky break. As much as it feels like, ouch, karma, that one hurt. Like, what, you had me stuck at home this whole time, and maybe you weren't, maybe you were still out being social and stuff, but there is strongly this energy that you were both in hermit mode, and that you were strongly rejecting other offers because you were like, oh no, I'm kind of like waiting on someone, and you didn't want to say it, you didn't want to even maybe admit it to yourself. So the decision here seems like, how do I get more passion in my life? Well, go and live. If this person really wants you, I feel like they're going to have to catch up to you because you've been transforming, and you cannot shut that out any longer. You cannot shut out any more passion. And I mean, like, if you've been celibate this whole time, if you felt really isolated, if you felt really alone, if you feel like, okay, there's only so much healing one can do in sadness, there's healing that can happen in passion and fun and play as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's so much more fun. I think it's time. I go and have some fun. And I feel like it's going to give you a lot of fresh ideas. It's going to help you to get more curious. It's going to help you to communicate better, to be more versatile and flexible instead of inflexible. It's going to help you to meet new people, to collaborate, to get brilliant ideas, to see things differently, to feel more connected, to be more vocal. All of these things, I really feel like it's giving you a new lease on life. And it feels like, when someone is your person, when things start to go a bit easier, okay? Things shouldn't be so tough that you feel like you've been pushing and pushing and pushing this Wheel of Fortune in this direction. like almost for this person instead of with this person, even though they said they'd do it with you. Whereas in this case, it's like you meet this person and things are easy and fun and casual, even to a degree, if you want them to be. And that's when you know, I'm actually learning from this. I'm actually like getting equal reciprocity from this. Literally, you have all the sixes. This is 6, 6, 6, 6. Wands, cups, swords, pentacles. It's reciprocity. It's getting what you deserve. Finally. That is really beautiful energy. Harmony energy. That is healing energy. That is cooperative energy. That's all I want to actually say about that. Let's get some oracle. Interesting messages. Tell us about this side. This side, please. What do we need to know about this opportunity, this choice? Vesta, hearth, okay? This always feels to me like a tabernacle where someone has put something precious in a gilded, locked vault that no one can touch. And yeah, there may have been like a burning fire that you two could sit around for the rest of your lives together as 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles together. But it's in a locked vault. It's inaccessible. It's unavailable. Okay. Here we have Ceres and nurture. Okay. So this is like harvest. Time to harvest. Time to enjoy. Time to feel it. You don't just want to look at it. You want to feel it. Wow. That's beautiful. The sickle is like cutting something off. Feels like deeply healing. I need to understand what Ceres actually is. If there's something like, I'm feeling like some kind of warrior energy. There's a deep passion here, a nurturing passion. It's a passion that kind of brings you back to life. This person may be giving you flowers. This person could be a farmer, but there's a nurturing energy to when you nurture yourself. Actually, you get a lot of passion from that. You can, get the sweetness from life again. You can be involved in life again, is what I'm feeling from that. Okay, what do we need to know about this option? Don't stop. Yeah, don't stop believing in your own wishes, passions, fulfillment. Okay, this is looking like a wand, and this person saying don't stop trying to light your own fire. Instead of putting this person's heart on a pedestal, don't stop believing in your own heart. Don't stop looking at your own heart. Don't stop hiding your heart away just because this person has said I'll protect it. But they haven't come around. They haven't been able to. I'm not trying to diminish this person, but they haven't been able to. What else is at play? No. So don't stop and no. Okay. Let's get another one for this. Let's get another one for that. Yeah, cool. All right. So we have this situation will improve. Don't stop and compromise. Okay. Over here we have listen to your intuition, know, and helpful people. That cutting out energy, I feel like it means you have to say no to this. You can't just dabble in this energy. It's like you have to say no to that. If this is the choice you make, then you shut the door on that. Whew, okay. Listen to your intuition 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a bit of like crystal balling, if we're completely honest. Like, oh, what would that look like? Oh, what would that look like? I think you've got a lot of helpful people around you that if you made this choice to disconnect from this particular situation, that you would still be nurtured and you would still be able to find a calm, peaceful, easy, harmonious, friendly, very much friendly relationship, okay? And relationships would improve with your friends, because I feel like you've really been isolating yourself from family, friends, from this person, because you've just been like, just wait. It's almost like holding your breath. Just wait for this person. Okay. And over here, I feel like there's a lot of people that would be happy to see you being happy. Okay. Over here, this situation will improve. Yes, it will. But don't stop growing in the process and don't stop balancing out. Like, there is a compromise that will need to take place on this side. And so it might be a case of a junior 10 of Cups Here they promised the 10 of Cups and then it didn't get delivered. Here they might be only starting out with a very small cup, you know, and saying, okay, well, if we're together, I can give you this much. So there will be compromise. It's not going to be as grand as the first impression of this. Whereas I feel like this is like, go and be free, but that means you end that situation. Out of fairness to yourself, out of, you know, karma, for this person's karma, for your karma. It's like, no, I've done the right thing up until this point. You know how I was talking about that? This sense of really like being loyal to this situation and not feeling like you had to push it. You had to do all the hard yards. Whereas when the luck is on your side, it's like, okay, I've made this decision and I'm going to, you know, expand and seek love and seek passion and creativity, and I'm going to go and live my life. Again, come back to life as a new transformed person, because I also did some serious healing. And so with all due love and respect, I can no longer continue with this. Okay, so that's some of the outcomes that I feel is at play here. What are the main emotions attached to this side? If this was a decision that pile number 4 went with, if this was the choice that pile number 4 went with, and what about this side? What are the main emotions attached to this side? I should say that side, we've been calling it that side. If this is the option that pile number 4 chooses. Thank you, Spirit. All right, over here we have fear. Will this, with this threshold, will this like tabernacle, will this hearth ever open? Will I ever cross the threshold with this person? Will this ever go any further? So there's fear around that. There's fear around whether the 10 of Cups will actually happen. Look at the similarities, right? Will this 10 of Cups actually happen? Or will the Page of Cups be the only thing that I get from this? Cleansing flow. Will this have a cleansing? Will this situation start to have some ease to it since it's been so rigid and it feels like a game? Will this restriction on this energy come to a halt? Will I be able to cleanse the energy from this? Will that person who's potentially been holding this situation back for so long, will they still play a part in this relationship even when the tabernacle is open, when this like heart space and hearth space and this Vesta energy is open? Will I be able to have the full flame back, or will this person be so damaged from this process? You know, this cleansing and flow energy is pouring emotion onto something that really was dry and drought filled. Okay, on this side we've got ideation, so coming to terms with the pain that this situation has caused you, moving it forward, alchemizing it, turning into new ideas, turning it into passion, turning it into leaving it all behind. That movement is really feeling like leaving pain behind. And transforming energy into a whole new, like, micron, a whole new nuclear, like, atom. It's like a nuclear atom explodes. And yeah, there's going to be periods where you feel like, especially if you have to say no and you have to, like, harvest, you have to cut off the dead, you know, wheat from the chaff kind of thing. And not to call that person dead weight or anything like that. Or their energy. I'm just drawn to the fact that this no is like, it does mean no to one thing and it does mean yes to another thing. You can't have your cake and eat it too, because that would cause pain to this person unnecessarily, even though they have inadvertently caused pain to you through the lack of mobility in their actions. Things will start moving quickly if you choose this. I feel like you'll be able to pinpoint your pain and move through it quickly and reinvigorate your energy. I actually think this is quite healthy for you if you're an artist or a performer or entertainer of some sort. If you've got a good sense of humor, I think you'll be able to use this and alchemize this. It's kind of like self-deprecating, but in a very healthy way. Using humor to heal, using creativity to heal, cathartic kind of energy coming through here. So that's beautiful. Let's get some overall advice for you, pile number 4, between these two options. Overall advice for pile number 4 when it comes to their options, this or that. Thank you. We have reframe. Yeah, look, it's like, here's... Do you remember the gifts that used to go around when... A long time ago. I'm not going to say when we were kids, because I don't know how old you are. But there used to be this gift that some people would give you that when you got it, you just knew, oh, this isn't a present, damn it. But it was just a box that was like, you'd buy it from the gift shop, and it was nicely wrapped, and it had a little note on the inside that said, my presence is your present. And it was very sweet, and it was like teaching us to live in the moment and not be so hung up on gifts. But this is saying reframe this situation, reframe the lesson here, that really you have done some serious freaking healing in this time, and your passions are boiling up to the surface for a reason. So you're giving this gift of presence to yourself. That is the ultimate gift. I've said it through every pile today. This is happening for me, not to me. It is happening for you to help you to see past any delusion, okay? I never get this card, and it's come out twice in this like, pick a card. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion, okay? So if you have the intention to move forward on this side, but you actually don't, and you don't disconnect from this, then there's delusion there, isn't there? It's like, oh, I'll keep waiting, but like I am kind of free, but you're not really moving towards this, and you're not really moving towards that. You have to surrender and commit to the process and allow new opportunities and accept opportunities. But if you have delusion on this side, you have this intention to wait, but you're actually frustrated, and you're really wanting to grow, and you're really wanting to have this passionate new ride of life and get on the ride of life again and just like start having fun. But you're deluding yourself if you're watering it down. You know, if you're not surrendering to your passion because you've committed to this, you have intentions to stay to this, then isn't that also a delusion? So you've got to reframe each situation here and reframe your choice. And remember that you, every time you invest in you, and this is the message that I've repeated over and over, every time you invest in you and what's best for you, karma does play a part in all of this, and especially when it comes to love, but especially like when it comes to, if you're not following your calling and you're not following your, you know, the things that are really lighting you up and they're really hitting you in the face, okay, like this Knight of Swords, it's things that you really recognize, if you ignore them, that is wasting energy, that is wasting big magic, that is wasting your life. Essentially, there's healing that is happening around us and in us and with us the whole time, but you can heal and have fun too. Okay, I really strongly want you to recognize that you can heal and have fun too, because I feel like you're quite hard on yourself, and you do owe yourself an apology for the times that you believed that this was possible, whilst perhaps also doubting that it was possible. Or you owe yourself an apology if you feel like you wasted time and this was always the answer. Or you owe yourself an apology if you say, no, I'm going to reframe this situation and I'm going to extend my passions in life, you know, in other ways, but I'm still going to commit to this person. I'm just not going to release the passion of love, okay, which is quite sad, putting it on hold, and you pour all that love into you. Whatever it is, you owe yourself an apology, and you owe yourself to pour into your own cup of love, and energetically the right people will elevate, or the right people will come forward if you allow, if you're not delusional and you allow the surrender. So pour into yourself, pile number 4. Reframe this situation. This is happening for me, not to me, and there are blessings I feel that are in disguise, okay? They're wrapped in brown paper. They might not have a bow on it, okay? And it might mean that you have to really face some stuff, some serious stuff. But I feel like you've already faced a lot of it and you didn't come this far to only come this far. Get on the ride. Whichever way you choose, get on the ride. Exude passion for your life and wait. Continue to wait. And know that this situation will improve with compromise. Or completely end this situation and move forward. It's very clear that that's the decision you've got to make. But I think it all starts with how you love on yourself. And I'm going to stop because I am literally losing my voice here. But that is how this would look. That is how that would look for you. And if you would like to go deeper for your own personal situation, you can always book a private reading with me in the link in the description box. But otherwise, take really good care of yourself. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you blessings for the healing that you've done. You've been very courageous. You definitely deserve to have fun in life, 100%. Like, yeah, you deserve to play. Play is so necessary in life. I have to reiterate that. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.